بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد لئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say when we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will increase his ni'mat. And if you try to count the ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not possible to count the ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also. From Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam prophethood, from that time the system of teaching, learning came to existence. Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam taught the Sahaba, and they learned from Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and improved their lives, to improve their understanding, understood the purpose of their creation. When Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam went to Medina Munawwara, in Medina Munawwara in the Masjid Nabawi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, there was a raised platform in the back of the masjid, and that platform was called Sufa. This place was especially for those people to learn the deen. To stay in the company of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and learn the deen, they should learn the deen from Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That's how the deen was preserved. And this system remained also after Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left us also. The Sahaba Kiram uphold the system also. The Tabi'in, Tabi'in, and even the ulama after that, they all kept up with this system of teaching and learning the deen. So much so we will find, in our recent past also we will find that many places khankas open up, madaris open up, ulama should have their majalis, they should have a benefit from the majalis. So it just shows the importance of our deen, how to learn our deen and preserve our deen. As long as this system will carry on in the world, deen will remain alive. If the system got to stop, then deen won't remain alive. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually encourages in the Quran to promote goodness and stop people from evil. The more we promote goodness to the people and stop from evil, then Allah's rahmat and mercies will come down. Allah's help will come down to us. Qari Amir Sahab rahmatullahi alayhi, once he was explaining, he said that we read in the kitabs that certain person went to a certain sheikh, in certain khanka he went, he spent 5 years there, spent 10 years there. Sometimes we think, why he spent 5 years and 10 years? What was the purpose of going to spend 5 years and 10 years there? So the reason was he go there to improve their ibadat, to make the iman perfect, the iman. Some of them should learn how to how to read namaz. The sunnah to read namaz should learn that. It took years to learn how to get khushu in the namaz also. How to have the concentration in the namaz, how to get sincerity in the namaz, how to do the postures in namaz. Should learn those things. It took them so long to learn these things. Because they had that fikr in them, that worry and concern in them that our namaz will become perfect. If the namaz is perfect, then everything becomes perfect after that. So it shows how important is it to associate with good people, learned people, and to improve our lives. From there is one incident written by Imam Ibn Zawzi rahmatullahi alayhi. Here is an incident of Sheikh Shafiq Balkhi rahmatullahi alayhi. He had a student, his name was Hatim. So one day he called his student and asked him, how long have you staying in my khidmat, in my service here? He says, 32 years I'm in your service. Imagine what a long time. So Sheikh Shafiq Balkhi rahmatullahi alayhi got very happy. And so he must have learned a lot of things from me. He must have acquired a lot of knowledge from me. So I had to ask him and test him and see what did he learn from me. So I asked him the question, that what did you learn in the 32 years? What did you learn from me? He said, I haven't learned much. I only learned 8 masalas from you only. So Shaykh was very worried of learning such a long period of time, 32 years. He only learned 8 masalas. Then we test and ask him, what did he learn? That is what is the thing. So I asked him, what are those 8 masalas that you learned from me? So first thing he said, that when I started looking at the people around me, I saw that people love something always. And they are attached to something always. When they love something and they are attached to something always, then that thing remains with them only till before they leave the world only. After they leave the world, they are separated from those things. So when I noticed this among the people, I thought to myself, I must attach myself to such things, I must have love for such things that will accompany my grave also. So I changed my life and started attaching myself to good amal, good deeds now. That good deeds will remain in my grave also. It comes in the hadith also, that the person, when he passes away, then three things go with him to the grave. His wealth also, his family also, and his good deeds also. But the wealth and family comes back, all the good deeds go with him. To show how important it is for us to understand, to have love for those things that will remain forever with you in the grave. And whatever action you do, the result depends on the action you are doing. The action you do is good, the result will be good always. And the action doing is bad, the result will be bad always. So when you do your action, whatever deed you are doing, ponder over the action deed you are doing. Is it a good deed or is it a bad deed? If it's a good deed, then the result will be good always. And the action is a good deed, then you'll get the goodness will come out afterwards. So always keep that in mind. Whatever action you are doing, ponder first, is this action I'm doing, is it good or bad? If it is good, you won't get good results. If it's bad, you won't get bad results. Then the second masala which is learned, he said that there are so people when they've got very valuable things with them, they are always attached to the valuable things. They want to look after the valuable things. So when I saw this, I was quite worried and think, what must I do now? When people attach to the valuable things and they look after the valuable things securely, and they want to take help and benefit from this valuable they have within themselves. So then when I saw in the Quran, I saw ayat in the Quran, and this ayat came to my mind. I thought that whatever remains for us is going to get used up. Whatever remains to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be secured forever is going to be. From then I started thinking that whatever valuable I got, I spend the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever I spend the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's going to remain forever and ever. In the year after also will remain with me. So this is the second point I learned, that you must secure whatever good work you do, you must secure it for the year after you secure, in other words. Which is how important things we learned in that 32 years of his. After they said, the third point which I learned was, and I read an ayat of the Quran, وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّي وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. When I read that ayat in the Quran, I came to understand that those people who suppress their nafs to obey the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these are the people who are going to get Jannat in the get. Their place is Jannat, in other words. So once I read this ayat from the Quran, I kept to suppress my nafs to obey the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it shows how important it is to suppress our nafs to obey the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once there was one king, and he was talking with his wife at night, and while talking, they came to an argument. And led up in the argument, the wife told the husband, the king, that you are Jahannam, you go. When that happened, the husband got angry also. He said, I'm a Jahannami, then there's talaq on you. And argument stopped now there. In the morning when they woke up, they came to realize what mistake they made. The wife said that now I'm no more your wife now. Husband said, now I spoke those things, now what must we do now? So one day got the ulama together and asked them the question, the masala, now what must we do now? She told me this and I replied this. So all the ulama got together and said, no, that all are sinners, all make guna, and all got to pay for the guna, go to Jannah, they want to go. How can we guarantee that you won't go to Jannat? There's no guarantee in this world that you won't go to Jannat. Only Allah Ta'ala can give a guarantee that you will go to Jannat. So then, when you lose all hope, lost. So then the wife told him, why don't ask Imam Sahab also that? So how can he help out in this situation? So he's such a small alim, that time wasn't so famous. So there's anybody went asked Imam Sahab, that this what happened at night, what must we do now? Imam Sahab asked the king, that was there any time in your life where you stopped yourself from guna just because of the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He thought to himself a little while. He said, just once when I came home before time, unannounced I came home, and I went to my room. When I went to my room, I saw the maid working in the room, and a bad thought came to my mind. I got attracted towards her. When I went over towards her, then she read this ayat of the Quran, that وَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. And read the ayat to her. So immediately I got the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came in my heart, and I moved away from there. And I sent her out of the room. So this, what I did was just because of the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I never touch her, I never go near her, I never fulfill any very intention towards her. When Imam Sahab heard, he said, if that's the case, then you are going to go to Jannah, then you are Jannati. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that those people who suppress their nafs just for the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are going to go to Jannah, they are going to go. Allah ta'ala will guarantee for them. So when I heard this, I made the decision that from now I'll suppress my nafs in such a manner that I won't let nafs overpower me at all. So that I can be somewhat of Jannah, I can go to a Jannah also. And then he said that the fourth masala, he said that when I saw the people and the attachment was towards their wealth, and they thought they'll get respect in their wealth, they think they'll get respect with their family, get respect with their friends, whatever it is. When I saw they're looking for respect in all different avenues. So when I studied the Quran, and I saw there was an ayat in the Quran, Inna akramakum inna Allah atqakum. When I saw this ayat, I pondered over this ayat, that the person who is most closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who got respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the person who's got taqwa from himself. So from then I adopted taqwa in my life. It I will become close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, respected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The world, if they don't respect, nothing wrong, but Allah ta'ala respects you, you've got everything you want. So from then I started adopting taqwa with myself. Then the first Mustakim which I learned was, I saw people having enmity with one another, and they have differences with one another, they're fighting with one another, don't harm one another, hurt one another. And I saw all this happening. I started pondering over this. Then I saw the Quran and saw an ayat in the Quran, when I read this ayat, I came to understand that whatever the people has got hatred for somebody is because of that distribution of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's risk to everybody. And whom Allah ta'ala distribute the risk, that's Allah ta'ala's wisdom in there. Some have got more risk, some have got less risk. But what is our responsibility is, we must have contentment with ourselves, what Allah has given to us. This is what we could have within ourselves. Whether it's more, whether it's less, that doesn't concern us. What Allah ta'ala distribute this is. When you have this within ourselves, you know Allah ta'ala has distributed risk among everybody, and automatically you won't fight with anybody. You won't be jealous of anybody. So this is the thing which we learned, and this 32 years by Shaykh. And furthermore, he said, when I saw people, they fight with one another so much, they have differences with one another so much, that when they kill one another just because of this love for the world, and they have enmity with one another, they become enemies to one another. So when I saw the Quran, and I read the Quran, the ayat came, Shaitan lakum adum fattakhudhu aduwa. And that this ayat in the Quran, that Shaitan is your enemy, and treat him as an enemy. So when I heard that, and I made Shaitan my enemy, I never make any human being my enemy after that. So try and save myself from the deceptions of the Shaitan. When you save yourself from the deceptions of the Shaitan, then that's why you will obey the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how important it is for us to understand the message of the Quran, slowly, one ayat you learn, you listen to whatever it is, it will give you guidance how to conduct our lives properly. So these are the things that many people find in their lives find. Instead of whenever we got a problem in our lives, we open the Quran. Whenever the Quran opens up, we try and ponder over the area around there, and around there we get answer for our problem we get. So the Quran is for a guidance for everybody. So provided we look for that guidance in the Quran. So here the student was such that he looked for guidance in the Quran, and he found that guidance in the Quran, and he found that our enemy was the Shaitan. So he became enemies of the Shaitan. He never came to the deception of the Shaitan. And furthermore, the seventh point which I saw you say, I saw that people always worried of the sustenance. They only worry about sustenance. They work about sustenance always. In that procedure, while they were looking for sustenance, they do wrong things also. They go against the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also. They disrespect themselves also. They humiliate themselves also because of that. They disgrace themselves also because of it. They don't worry about halal, haram, nothing. When I saw this situation coming, I got very, very worried. That why are people behaving like that? So now when I turned towards the Quran, then I saw in the Quran, Allah says, وَمَا مِن دَابَّةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا عَلَى اللَّهِ رِزْقُهَا. Every creature on the surface of the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken responsibility for their risk. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is responsible for everybody's risk, then why must we worry of taking shortcuts and shortcuts and do crooked things and take apply our risk? Mufti Ahmad Sahab, Hanpuri Madhul Ali, one day he says that I was traveling out somewhere and I lost my train. What must I do now? I wait on the road. So in India, normally they have trucks going past. What they take left, a truck they take. So you jump onto a truck. And you jump to the truck, we take a left. There was one Wali Sahab also in the same truck also. We started talking to one another. So this Wali Sahab is telling Mufti Sahab that now I read so much in the Kitab and Quran, I was having trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever risk, Muqaddar is there, they'll get so much of risk, you won't get more or less, whatever it is. I read in the Kitab, all is burnt, I didn't have yaqeen in it. But now I've got haqqul yaqeen, I would say. I've got complete yaqeen in that what the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is complete true, this we say. So how is that? He said that I was working here in one madrasa and I was getting 1200 rupees a month I was getting. I wasn't happy with it. As so many people going to Saudi Arabia, going to work there, they get a lot of money and after let us go to work and work now, get extra money now. So he said I sold my house and I borrowed some money from people. I made arrangements for my visa, I bought a ticket and I went to Saudi Arabia. And I started working there. So I worked so much that I sent money back home to pay all the debts already, paid all the debts, everything. And after 2 years I came back to India and the amount of money I got, savings I had within myself. I started calculating my savings and then I found out that the savings was equal to 1200 rupees a month already. You say exactly what was my Muqaddar, I got that much I got my Muqaddar. Not more, not less. So we have this yaqeen within ourselves that whatever Allah has provided for us, if that's our Muqaddar, are you content with that, then got no problems. If you don't have this, and that's why you look for crooked ways to earn your living. And that also doesn't help at all. You find that people you will find, when people earn some money, then what is the responsibility? You've got to spend that money also now. Now either you spend that money happily, with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, got the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you will spend that money with hurt, with sadness. You've got to spend that money. One is a person spends money in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and is very happy. I spend the money in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to be rewarded now. Allah will reward me in the year after I'll see the benefit of what I will spend. That person is happy, content, he's got no problem. Second person now, he also got to spend his money. What happened now? He will keep back his money. He will keep back everything. So what happens now? Now he gets a robbery sometimes. The money is gone. Somebody is benefiting with the robbery also. He's losing money somewhere. Somebody is benefiting with the money also. So all the avenues of where the money is going and somebody is benefiting, they're benefiting with hurt and regret in his heart. So why do something which has regret and hurt in the heart? Do something which Allah says, one other something. So, for example, our Sharia say you must give zakat. And what is the calculation of zakat is? Only 2.5%. From 100%, it's only 2.5% you could give zakat, you could give. That also once a year you could, not every month or every day also. So how do you explain this now? The explanation for this is like, for example, a person has got an apple. The person eats the apple. He doesn't eat the whole apple. He'll eat the apple but leave the seeds behind. He won't eat the seeds. Seeds he'll throw away. So what's the comparison of the seeds compared to the whole apple? There's nothing. Understand? The same manner, at the 2.5% compared to 100% of our wealth, there's nothing compared to that. At the same time, that seeds from the apple we take and plant into the ground, what happens now? The seeds will grow into a tree. And the tree will give more apples after that. That apple will give more apples benefit. So whatever we spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it grows in a similar way when it grows. But you can't see it, but it grows more and more, it grows more and more. And you will pull back, then it won't grow. You won't benefit. So it shows how important it is to understand our deen and to practice on our deen and have that confidence and trust. And that's how we will be rewarded in return for it also. Then the last masla which I learned, he said, is I saw that the people have confidence and trust on something and something. On somebody have confidence and trust, on somebody have. For example, they have confidence and trust on his business. They have confidence and trust on his education, on his qualifications, or sometimes on the friends, on the family, they have confidence and trust. or because some things they got confidence and trust on that. When I saw this, then I went to the Quran and saw in the Quran, Allah Ta'ala said, "Man yatawakkal Allah wa huwa hasbuh." That those who have confidence and trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sufficient for them that much. So from then I thought that whatever it is, my confidence and trust was on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nobody besides that. But Allah Ta'ala is sufficient for me, I've got nothing to worry after that. So it shows how important it is for us to learn our deen. Imagine this student of his, Hakim, he learned this, he got this entire 8 points from all the 32 years of his stay with his Ustad. Imagine what have we done? The Shaykh Ustad told him that, I think that now you have to encompass the whole life of a person in these 8 points of yours. That's what we require in our lives. So if we are trying to learn our deen, trying to understand our deen, then we can also derive things like this. We can give concern to ourselves and give progress to ourselves and know how to live our life also. It's important we associate with the learned people in our community and try and understand what the demands of the deen, and we progress ourselves spiritually and progress spiritually, automatically you'll see will progress, materially also will progress also. Because they're going to do everything in a halal way, you're going to do everything now. And Allah will do the same thing in a halal way, and Allah is going to give it afterwards. Many people, you see people, they do something in a haram way. And it was incident of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala, that his slave was there. He stole his armor or something, he stole it or something. So he said, you took it in a haram way. He said, ask me, I should give it to you in a halal way, you got it. So many people do things in a haram way, but the same thing they do it in a halal way, they can do it also. But they won't do it in halal way, they do it in a haram way, but the result they lose out. Spiritually also, and mental also they lose out. Because our responsibility is that we take benefit from the opportunity around us. We've got ulama around us, we've got sulah around us, we've got pious people around us. Go in the company and take benefit from the experiences, take benefit from the teaching, whatever it is, and improve our lives and come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah has created us, what? We get the recognition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the recognition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can't get just like that. You go to stay in the company of pious people, you get the recognition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Stay in the company of ulama, you find get the recognition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once you got the recognition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then life will completely change. You'll enjoy living now. Because you know what is right, what is wrong. You know what is halal, what is haram. You know what is good, what is bad. You know the responsibilities of one another. You know the rights of one another. You know how to fulfill the rights of one another. And the result of that is only happiness in this world also, and happiness in the year after. Success in this world also, and success in the year after also. Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq of understanding, practicing, and to appreciate the beautiful deen Allah Ta'ala has given to us, and the beautiful teaching of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to make our life a success in this world also, and a success in the year after also. Now, normally we talk of reforming ourselves, we talk of cleansing our inner self, and now we talk of that. But how is that going to happen? That happens when we make more zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more we remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more our hearts will get clean. With that keep in mind, a zikr session we'll have now, we have to clean our hearts from all evil thoughts, evil thing, whatever sickness we put in our heart, spiritual sicknesses, to get rid of all that thing. We make zikr now, and the best zikr is mentioned in the kitab is La ilaha illallah. We start the La ilaha to clean our heart from all evil and spiritual sicknesses, and go forward to illallah, Allah. And once you finish zikr, then have a salatu salam and dua after, inshallah. And salatu salam also, every salatu salam is a dua on Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So listen attentively and say Ameen. You'll get the dua from making dua and saying salam Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not just a salatu salam and just a dua. No, you get Ameen on every salatu salam, that we get dua of Nabi